if we had a podcast, I'd love to talk about middle school.
That would be a great topic to talk about if we had a podcast.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. P.S. Our disclaimer from episode 1 still applies.
Absolutely.
All right. Tell us about middle school.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
So I am in 8th grade.
8th grade, middle school.
And my gosh.
She is 14. Sometimes she forgets. So good job.
Okay.
I'm really proud of you for remembering your age today.
Thanks. One of the biggest problems I would have to say is definitely gossip and rumors.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a time, this is a real thing, but I will protect the names.
Yep.
Let's see. What's 2 fake names for 2 girls?
How about Jane and Julia?
The whole thing is I get to school and everyone's like, by the way, we're not talking to Jane anymore. And I'm like, why? And she's like, you didn't hear what she did to Julia? And I was like, no. And so basically all I heard, apparently all everyone heard, was that Jane ruined their friendship.
Oh, gasp. Plot twist.
Absolutely did something so horrible that everyone's super upset at Jane because of whatever she did to Julia. And no one bothered to ask Jane what her side of the story is.
Of course not.
Great. So I go to talk to Julia first, and she's like, don't even say that name around me. And I'm like, okay. So obviously, all right. But Julia's known for being over dramatic. So I go with it. By the way, Jane is like super sweet. Like every time we pass each other, we give each other like high fives and hugs.
High fives are the best.
And we love each other so much. She's amazing. And so I'm like, this isn't something Jane would do. I go to talk to Jane about it, and she's like, you're talking to me? And I was like, yeah, I want to know what happened. And so apparently what happened was Jane and Julia were at the pool, and this like high school senior guy who was like super buff and all that accidentally knocked into Julia's shoulder, and Jane didn't do anything.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. The whole school wasn't talking to Jane because of that.
Gossip and rumors are dangerous.
So I went to everyone and told them
poison,
the actual story. And so now Jane's back on good level with everyone.
Yeah, that's hard. I've definitely had some things said about me that weren't true. And I've probably, back in my time, believed things said about other people that weren't true, which is absolutely not okay. It's gossip, it's rumors, it's poison. People don't understand how deeply that can wound you and the trauma that it can cause. You know, the rate of depression, anxiety, suicide, attempted suicides. Come on, kids. You got to be nicer to each other.
Yeah, especially in middle school, this is a time where everyone is super self-conscious and is trying to like figure out where they fit in the world. And then all the hormone stuff is happening. Like, just don't add to that by saying things for no reason, just to get back at someone. Because whatever they did to you, they probably don't deserve fake rumors. Because if they were actually, because this is my reasoning at least, if someone did something so bad to you that you want to spread a rumor about them, why not just tell the truth about what bad thing they did to you? Because that makes more sense to me at least.
Yeah, logic. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that logic thing. But middle schoolers don't like that.
Yeah.
They don't like logic.
A lot of emotions going on in middle school.
There was this thing.
And discovery of emotions.
Oh, yeah. There was this thing where for like a week, everyone thought I was adopted because they saw you and were like, she doesn't look anything like her mom. They've never seen a picture of my dad.
Yeah.
Or any of my siblings.
And an adoption is great. That is a beautiful thing.
One, not a bad thing to be adopted.
Yeah.
Two, my dad has a lot of dominant traits, so I inherited a lot of those.
You definitely
if you have talked to my mom and then talked to me, you will figure out that we have literally the same mind.
Yes. quickly understand how related we are. What's another thing that's going on in middle school these days?
We can talk about the hormonal imbalances.
Oh.
And I have seen people get into fights over nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There's the whole Jane and Julie thing happened. There's been times where I've seen like kids punch walls and just like throw 2-year-old style temper tantrums, but with like the strength of a 15 or a 14-year-old. I don't see the point of this. I've seen people throw chairs. We can talk about like with the hormone imbalances, there comes the attraction to people, which is
the deep crushes, the love. Oh, so much love.
If that's what you want to call it.
And they're going to stay together forever.
Absolutely.
And this is the real deal.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're going to get married.
Of course they are. They are 12, 13, and 14. Yes.
So obviously they're going to get married.
Destiny. Here they are at the same middle school at the same time.
And they have
they
share a class.
Oh my goodness. The universe is calling to them. Yes. Lots of hormones, lots of crushes, lots of deep emotions when those relationships don't work out.
Yeah, it's weird. I've seen obsessions. Obsessions. There's a difference between someone being like, oh my gosh, that guy's so cute, and someone being like, oh yeah, I figured out his address and his mom's maiden name. And I'm like, what?
Oh, well, in social media, which we will have an episode next week about social media.
Or
social media makes it so easy to stalk your crush.
Oh, yeah.
That does not discriminate from middle schoolers who should not probably be on social media in the first place because they don't have the emotional intelligence to deal with the consequences
of that. Or at least not, with parents.
Yeah, she's making some hand gestures like I'm going to read her mind. I just want you to know I am not.
Okay, I found the word. Okay. At least they shouldn't be on social media, at least not unsupervised.
Yes, that is correct.
I think that's the key because social media is amazing and I support it. I just think parents should supervise that.
We're going to have a great episode about that.
We are.
What's another thing going on in middle school?
The faculty.
Ooh, faculty.
It's weird because all kinds of people can teach middle schoolers and do teach middle schoolers.
Yes.
Because it's the difference between like preschool teachers who are all those who want to be there and love kids and like they're all sweet and nice and like bouncy. But like there's so many different types of middle school teachers between the type who moonwalk and throw eggs in class, true story, and those who say, sit down, here's an essay, due next week, do it.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of personality. And I think, you're going to have that in high school, college, the workplace. So it's probably preparing you, right, for different personalities. But when you're young and you don't always know how to deal with different personalities, that's hard because you haven't gone through that skill set yet of learning how to deal with those different personalities. And here they are in your face. Everyone's teaching at a different style. You're going from class to class. This teacher's lecture and this teacher is hands-on and this teacher's fun and this teacher's, a little more strict. Yeah.
But then there's occasionally those teachers who really just mean a lot.
Oh, they get it. They're gems.
Oh my gosh. They just understand you. And it's times like that when you realize that teachers are there to help you.
Yeah. And you can tell they are in this for the shaping of minds, the next generation.
No, I think they're in it for the money.
Oh, yeah. Super in it for the money.
Yeah. That.
Dollar bills, y'all.
They make bank, teaching.
Bringing in that dough, that Play-Doh.
But.
Sorry. Hashtag moms have dad jokes too.
One of my teachers actually did bring Play-Doh. It's the same one who moonwalked and threw eggs.
Nice.
We love her.
Joe's really lucky. She's had some incredible teachers, especially actually in middle school. Elementary school was, I'd say about half and half. And then there was a few incredible teachers in elementary school, but middle school, she's lucked out.
Oh yeah, I've gotten the lucky streak with teachers.
You really have. I am worried it's going to end soon. It can't be this easy. Yeah. What's some other things going on?
We could talk about the amount of peer pressure
Ooh,
and outside pressure.
Pressure.
All of the
Yeah.
pressure.
Tell us about what that's like.
So I am really good at not giving into peer pressure, probably because I was raised by you.
I am scary. Scary mommy.
And there's never been a part in my life where she's like, you're going to wear this because it looks better. Like I've never experienced that. So when
That
I
would
go
be
to
a weird
school and
thing.
people are like, you would look better if you wear such and such, which happens like once, twice a week, like whatever.
For context, Jo is extremely naturally beautiful, as is all middle school children, as are all middle school children. Sorry about my grammar there. I need to go back to middle school. She doesn't wear any makeup. She doesn't really do much to her hair. She just lets it be free and wild and beautiful. She wakes up herself and goes to school that way. She doesn't want to spend any time or energy making herself look different for people who don't necessarily matter that much. No offense to those kids.
Also, I wear rain boots
Yeah, like every day.
every day.
She will wear
all
the same
year.
outfit a few days in a row. She'll just pick it right back up off the floor.
That sweater is so comfortable. It's
See?
always the
Yeah.
same shirt too.
Yeah. So,
It's not the same outfit. It's a different pair of jeans and the same shirt.
yes.
But the thing is, all my jeans look identical.
Yeah.
And that shirt's so comfortable.
And that's okay. You know, you do you. But she does get some pressure to look different.
Yeah. And it's bothersome. I'll just be talking to my friends and they'll be like, you would look so good with this style of makeup. And it's just like, I bet I would, but I don't want to have to wake up 30 minutes earlier because it's not my style.
Yeah, Jo's pretty confident, which is great. And I wish that other kids weren't pressuring her. But I also wish those other kids felt confident just waking up and rolling out of bed. It is so wonderful to just wake up and roll out of bed
Oh, it's
and
great.
go. It's a wonderful feeling.
I can't imagine like showering, eating breakfast, and then having to do makeup.
Mhm.
It's just that stuff takes a long time
Tell
and
us
effort.
about the pressures of vaping. Vaping's really big right now in the middle schools. It has like a 75% use increase, not in her middle school, just,
Probably in
in
my
the
middle school.
country. It's huge increase right now. It's awful. Tell us about what that's like.
I haven't experienced a lot myself, but I do know a lot of really good people who their friends are like, oh, it's okay. It doesn't have any nicotine in it. Or, oh my gosh, it looks so cool for this picture. Or, oh my gosh, this would be like super cool. And oh my gosh, it's so cheap. And oh my gosh, everyone's doing it. It's the worst. But I wish they learned that there's addictive things that aren't nicotine. There's a lot other addictive things.
And not to mention, you're putting something in your lungs, kids.
Yeah, dude.
Knock it off.
Why?
Your bodies are not fully developed.
I think one of the biggest things is that there's a group of people who go to a park near my school to hang out and vape. And so if you're with them, you have to vape. And they're like all the cool kids. So if you vape, you can go with them. But that's it.
It's not worth it to be one of the cool kids then.
Not at all. Well, they're the decided cool kids.
Yeah.
They're like...
They've decided they're the cool kids.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm a cool kid because I've decided it.
They're cool because they
Vaping's
wear...
not cool.
Because the girls wear crop tops and the boys wear shorts even in the winter, which I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh, so they're
Why?
cool, as in temperature. Those cool kids. Yes.
Mom, no. But it is so bad. I'd say probably 1 in every 3, maybe 4 kids vapes at my school.
That's awful. Let the record state, I'm really proud of you that you haven't given in to that temptation/pressure. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And I think when kids say no to things like that, it empowers other kids around them to also say no. Like, okay, so-and-so is over here doing it and telling me I should, but Jo doesn't. So maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay if I don't.
Yeah,
So
I'm cool.
stick with that. You are the cool kid.
Actually,
in my
a
opinion.
lot of people think I'm pretty okay
Yeah, I think you're more than pretty okay.
because I have my
I
webcam.
might be biased.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I have kids that come to me for advice. because of a program my school does. I have friends and such because I've seen the effects of drugs, and like it's not good nor pretty, and it's
not
bad.
worth it at all.
Not at all. No part of me like has the desire to do this because one, those cool kids, I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't want to hang out with them anyway. Also, the amount of disappointment I would get from you.
Grounded. Like grounded.
You were sending me to Sarah's. You'd be like, well, I'm obviously not doing something right. Goodbye.
I might send you to Sarah's just so you can see the disappointment on that side of the family's face. And that would be punishment.
I can't handle the thought of my younger siblings being disappointed in me.
They're pretty cute.
Oh my gosh, they're my everything.
All right, what else can we talk about regarding middle school?
Maybe the fact that literally every single person in my school is going through an identity crisis.
Oh, the identity crisis. Yes, this is a big issue. We are living in a time right now where sexual orientation and gender is so in your face every day, all day long. And that's great. We have awareness around it. We're creating safe places for people to express themselves. But on the flip side of that, what it's doing is I think it's forcing young teenagers, young kids even before the teenage years, to put a label on themselves. Like, well, I see this on TV. I see this in the media. I have to pick something. Even though most of them don't even know what they want to be when they grow up. They haven't figured out their personalities yet. They're still testing the waters. Am I a mean girl or am I not a mean girl? Do I like drama? Do I like STEM? But yet they have to know right now at 10, 11 years old what they identify as gender-wise and sexual orientation. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. We have a strict rule in our house that your label is your name. That's it right now. We'll figure out the rest later. You can change lots. Just be yourself and be happy and be kind, be loyal, be responsible and respectful. Those are the things that you need to worry about being. Yeah, that's a huge identity crisis. What's that like being in the midst of that every day, all day long? I think
the worst thing is because we don't have help. Because every time we go to someone, especially an adult, I've never gone to an adult besides you to talk about like trying to figure out who I am and have them say anything but just be yourself. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. That's why I'm here. I'm talking to you about my identity crisis because I don't know who I am. So telling me to just be who I am, it's not helpful. It's like being like, I don't know how to swim. Why don't you swim?
Yeah, just get into the water and do it. It'll totally work itself out.
It's not how it works. I'll drown. I am at the point of my identity where my identity is to be a guardian to my friends and my family. Yeah. And make sure that no one hurts them. And I will.
I don't like getting hurt, so I appreciate that.
And it's just to make sure that they are safe and okay and happy.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean,
my rain boots are a big part of my identity.
Rain boots are life for this girl. And lucky for me as her mom, she's not even needing like hunter boots. I can buy her $20 rain boots at Payless and she's super happy. So that's wonderful for me.
There's nothing wrong with rain boots. One, it rains all the time here. All the time.
It does. We're in the Pacific Northwest and there is a lot of rain.
One, there's always rain. Two, there's just like...
And they're convenient. You just slip them on, slip them off.
You just slip them on, slip them off. It's a good place to put extra change.
She does love to carry change in her rain boots and shoes, even when she wears shoes.
My favorite thing that my rain boots do is that every time someone's like, hey, let's just run to this place real fast, I can say I can't because I'm wearing rain boots.
Oh, nice. Sorry, I'm going to have to walk at a slow speed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's very convenient.
So let's talk about a couple of things that are really positive about being in middle school. This is a hard time for people.
Back to the good faculty.
Good faculty.
I have my choir teacher who is such an inspiration.
Amazing.
Like
we talk about her all the time.
All the time. We've adopted her into our family.
She doesn't know it, but she pretty much is our family.
She is so supportive of anything and anytime I feel like I'm such a bad singer, and which is most of the time, and like anytime I'm feeling down, she's always there and she always is so on top of it because there's a lot of teachers not like her, because anytime a kid is showing signs of being any type of sad, she will stop whatever she's doing and ask them if they're okay, if they need to go outside, if they need to go to the counselor's office, if they need to go anywhere. And most teachers, they'll be fine. They're not like dying. So I want to continue with my lesson, but not her. She's amazing.
Yeah, she also has this thing where if the kids start in some group conversation that's leading down an emotional path, she doesn't try to derail it like, okay, guys, now's not the place or time. Instead, it becomes not the place or time for the lesson of the day that she was going to teach. And now they're all talking about these experiences, and there's tears, and she sends a follow-up email. She's absolutely incredible. You can tell she's doing this for her passion of shaping the next generation. It's a beautiful thing to watch. She's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
Yeah, she deserves that title. There's also something really cool that happens when you go from elementary school to middle school, and it's called electives.
And
what's that
mine's
like?
Choir, by the way.
Yes. And there's a lot of electives. There's also the really cool clubs.
Okay.
You get to start to learn a little bit more about what you're interested in.
And you got to find your people. And it's so much fun to be around people who are like you and are interested in the same things you're interested in. And the teachers that put on those things, they're always the best teachers. Like there's one teacher who leads the Pokemon club and knows nothing about Pokemon, but is now trying his best because
that's precious.
These nerdy kids were alone and no teacher would represent them. So they went to him and he was like, sure, I'll do this thing. Now he's learning stuff about Pokemon from his son.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, he's super
cool. The clubs and electives, they're pretty fun. I mean, so we're in a district where you don't have a lot of options for middle school. We're working to change that, actually, actively working to change that. In a couple of years, that will be different and you'll have more elective opportunities. So the kids coming up in a couple of years, they'll have a different experience, but there's still a really good variety. And they create more clubs, and kids can create clubs as well, the students, because they know that there's a lack of elective options due to the schedule. And so there's basically a club for everything. And then when you move to the high school, you have more time for a few extra electives, but there's more clubs. And you, again, can create more clubs. If you're like, you know what, I need an Alexander Hamilton club so I can come in once a week and just sing all the songs with my friends. See, yeah, you can create that club. I love that. I love that they're creating this space for the students to create that identity that they're not sure of yet. It's a really inspiring thing.
A musical club needs to happen now.
You can make it. Why not you?
Because we can't anymore because it's the middle of the year.
Okay, fine. But you can do it next year. Definitely. And what about independence? Is that something you feel you've gained?
Absolutely. And there's some teachers who really help with that. I had one teacher last year who gave us the project, gave us the assignment, gave us the instructions, and said it is due by this time. And if you needed help, he will help you. But you did it mostly independently. And he was my favorite, still is. I give him high fives all the time. And so we learned how to do things more by ourselves instead of with the whole class. And all of us doing it step by step. And we get this independence and we get trusted by the teachers more. Like in elementary school, the teachers were like, all right, I'm going to call 2 other teachers to be in here while I go to the bathroom for a second because I can't trust you guys alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're definitely, I think, creating that safe place for you to try out being independent and not being so micromanaged and being on your Chromebook during class and just assuming positive intent that you're doing exactly what you should be doing.
No, they have websites where they watch what you're doing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of trust in that too.
Yeah, but mostly. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. That's great. Any last minute thoughts about middle school or any advice you'd like to give to kids that are going to be entering middle school soon?
If you're going into middle school, remember that everyone is going through the same stuff you are, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that's happening in your head, all the stuff that's happening to your body, all the stuff that you think you're alone in, you are not. You can find clubs, you'll find friends. I recommend joining choir.
Yes. Definitely join choir. You do not have to be the world's greatest singer to join choir.
No, there is a bunch of people who came into choir and they're like, we can't sing. And my teacher was like, so I couldn't sing.
Yeah. Singing, singing is an action.
It just
right?
takes heart.
You can do it. Everybody can sing. Your range and your pitch and your ability to be an accomplished singer, that's what varies. But you can still join choir. If you like to sing, you want to join choir. Trust me.
Mhm.
The coolest kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Super cool kids.
The true cool kids.
Great community.
Mm-hmm. Like you have like this instant friend group.
Yeah, that's how I got all of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's choir.
That's great advice. And you are, you are going to be at a time where you're feeling, I'm so depressed and I'm so anxious and I'm so emotional and I'm all alone. And Joe is right. You are absolutely not alone at all. Everyone has so many struggles. Be kind to people. You never know what they're struggling with at home. Maybe they are in jeopardy of losing their home or don't have a home or they're hungry or they're coming to school hungry because there's not enough food. And yeah, just be kind. Hold a door open. Give a smile.
Also,
it's rough. It's rough out there.
Never, ever be afraid to ask for help, especially like I wish last year I knew that the 8th graders would help me with certain things. Because I'm always like, I don't understand this class. I don't understand this teacher. I don't understand what this project is doing. I don't understand this activity. And the teachers will give you like the instructions and the logic stuff. But a lot of the kids older than you, they know, they remember, they will help you. I give great advice.
She really does. It's true.
I've had 7th graders come to me and ask, like, I don't know how to get to this place, or I don't know how to manage all of my homework at one time. And neither do I, but
she doesn't. No. I mean, she technically does, but then she chooses not to. We can have a different podcast on that one later.
I'm good. All right. That's really it. Just don't be afraid of...
Ask for help.
Yeah.
Join a club. Put yourself out there.
Make a club.
Yeah. You're going to get out of the world what you're willing to put into it. So put your heart into it and see what happens.
Yep.
All right. Well, Joe, it was great talking to you today.
It's great talking to you too. We're going to go home together now because you're kind of my mom.
It's true.
So
I'm really lucky. I'm pretty lucky like that.